I'd like to welcome everybody to Belvedere. I'd like to especially welcome Minister Ryan. We'd really like to thank him for his time down here to open our exhibition. Our Cahill, Joe Whelan, County Manager, and all the other people who have turned up today. It's very good to have such a large attendance here. What we're doing today is we're launching a new type of an exhibition here at Belvedere that we've been working on with Bard Mythologies. The period of history that we're looking at the moment is pre-Celtic. It's to do with a lot of the landscape that's around the Midlands and Westmeath. The owner of the television office here today as well. So we're very pleased that a lot of these people are coming in and coming on board with what we're doing. So I'd like to introduce Sandy Dunlop from Bard Mythologies to tell us some more about the exhibition.
Thank you very much, Bartle. It's just been fantastic working with Bartle. He's been so encouraging over the last few years. I'd like to introduce the Bard. This is the Bard. It is about 10,000 years old, and it's a bit of bog oak, and it's been carved into something I think is beautiful. We went to an American Indian sculptor called Wayne Harlow in Westport and said what we were trying to do, work with the old myths, and this is what he came up with. Today is actually, the exhibition is the prints of Bill Felton. You will see how, in the spirit of the Bard, he has taken the old stories and carved them into something beautiful. Where we are today is in the Midlands. One of the ideas Bartle came up with is welcome to the Mythlands. I did a project with Irish tourism, and not many people wake up in the morning and think of coming to the Midlands. But there's absolutely no reason why that changed. And the idea of the Mythlands is in a way a start in that direction, because there's an incredible and rich heritage in the Midlands and in Westmeath in particular. And so there are a number of reasons to come to the Mythlands. One of them is that in the past, currently we all go to the coast. In the past, people came to the centre, and they came to the sacred centre of Ireland. And just up the road in David Clark's land is the sacred centre of Ireland. It's Ishnach, and I'd recommend you visit it. And there's an absolutely wonderful tour around there. So that is just up the road. As another reason to come to the Midlands is when the Fir Bolg, who you'll see in there, they were the ordinary, humble men of ancient Ireland. They came up with the 4 provinces of Ireland, but they call it Cuaige. And it was the idea of the 5th province, which was a remarkable political insight from these humble bagmen. And you are in the 5th province. It's an idea of kingship, a place of harmony, but it's also a physical place. And you are in the 5th province. There's another reason to come to the Mythlands, and that is just as you came in here, you possibly didn't know, but we were here with the professor of folklore, Dahi O'Hogan, who's worked very closely on this, and he immediately recognized that the car park had a lish, L-O-I-S. And what that was a megalithic and Celtic place where they used to meet and they used to feast. And I think that's one of the wonderful parts of the ancient megalithic and Celtic, was this tradition of feasting. So perhaps next year we might have a feast in this wonderful building. I would also like to thank Bill, who's been a huge supporter right from the beginning, and you'll see his wonderful work in the images and in the DVD that we're going to see called The Wonder of Ireland. Also would like to thank Eamon, Ryan very much for coming down to open this. It's fantastic having a minister supporting this venture. So Eamon, over to you.
Thank you, Ted. I'm very honoured to be here to help launch this new important exhibition. What I get a sense here is exactly the type of tourism that I think is going to work. That actually we have a lot of huge cultural heritage that's important. And rather than kind of concentrating on the big centre, the big, kind of the Cliffs of Moher are very important and attract tens of thousands of visitors. And that's a good part of our tourism infrastructure. But there's actually, I think, a richer, deeper, more distributed tourism, as it were, that we can do, where all over this country we have historic, archaeological and other centres that we can explain to people, that people can visit and appreciate. And I think that's exactly what's happening here, is a really good example of high quality tourism product being provided for our own people and for visitors. And so Carhill, I come to commend you and the county manager, yourself Bartley, for kind of showing such initiative in this remarkable, I hadn't been on the grounds here before, I hadn't visited Belvedere House. And I would come back because I think it's such a beautiful place. And I think I'd come back again and again if there were a series of exhibitions like this that makes each visit slightly different, that adds to it. So I think what you have in this exhibition adds to the huge resource you have here. So from a tourism perspective, I can see the sense and see the logic of it.